G'day, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind, where as a Chapter 1, Season 1 veteran, I'm going to be bringing you guys the latest and greatest tips, tricks, strategies, and more to winning not only more games, but more crowns in Fortnite Chapter 6. So guys, as always, if you're keen to see us here, run it back for hopefully, or at least potentially the win, make sure you guys do hit that like button, and you hit that subscribe button. Alright, we are landing over here at Corruption with the gold tack actually to start us off this game, which is definitely going to be quite strong. Right, the gold tack I feel like is one of those really legendary items that a lot of players have truly felt the brunt with, have been able to grow to learn to respect this season, especially coming from quite a few seasons there where we actually had quite a lot of... I'm just going to go for the close range here. Especially coming from a season, or at least a chapter, where the Sentinel pump was going to be, the big cheese, right? To be able to have that sort of one-shot damage, that really high impactful shot there, was very, very game-changing and quite pivotal for a lot of people. Especially if you were a player who was quite used to having a quick auto-shotty, like the Tactical, for example. This is definitely one that is not to be laughed at, but I am noticing right here that we do have some footsteps. Now, there he is, of course, trying to grab that ammunition. We will manage to rotate on over. We have this car as well as a player on this hill. We're going to go back up then, we will grab his items, but we will just go and take this a long way around here. Alright, now I want to be mindful of the fact that we do have some homers just sort of aimlessly wandering around, and I want to try and keep an eye out as well for the donuts. So I would like to get our hands on the embiggened Twinfire Mythic this game. That is going to be a little bit of a side quest for us. Of course, this season is nearly over, guys, just a couple of days away now, which I feel like is going to be quite interesting considering we're about to head on into a new chapter. Alright, so that is going to be something that I know a lot of players, myself included, are going to be quite looking forward to. Is this new chapter, is this new season? Right, we're going to see some old guns, we're going to see some new guns as well. And I feel like that's going to be quite exciting, for a lot of people. Now, we do have a little bit of shots over to yonder here. We might as well go up. I mean, our assault rifle is only a grey variant. We've only got 83 bullets, so hopefully we can go and grab some ammunition off of these players who are having a bit of a skirmish over here. Alright, so we can go for the fender bender to try and knock off a little bit of damage there. Making our way back up to a high ground with cover. And we sort of just want to rinse and repeat that sort of method, right, guys? You never want to just be fighting out in the open like these two players. Whether or not they're bots, it shouldn't really matter, right? You want to treat these players like they're all real. And that way, even if they are bots, you're not going to get taken advantage of by someone who is maybe watching the bot fight from far away. And this is another thing that I've seen has really killed a lot of players, especially a lot of good players, is going to be that they've just treated other players like they're bots. They've gone into a fight, they're not really trying to practice, they're not watching their back or their six. Alright, and they just get sniped from someone far away who was watching the fight. Or someone else jumps in, a real player this time, and has taken really a great use of that player's guard being down to their advantage and just completely sent it home there. So, we do have Burns Manor. I'm going to go for Burns Manor. The reason being, let's have a look, we've only got 93 bullets here. And Burns Manor is arguably the best place on the map for getting ammunition. Now, I don't know if this is statistically true, but at least it feels like it, especially the center room in here. Alright, we can of course get some ammunition from these guards. And we'll need to reload here. And there is one of the ammunition boxes, alright. I want to be mindful of the fact that there was someone who just... it sounded like they used a rift. I could be wrong though. There's another ammo box up here. And then we go to the main courtyard. Or at least this main sort of foyer here. And you're going to get more ammunition as well. So we'll go and grab some of those. Just check in the back here. Going to get one on top of this Burns statue. Alright, and we'll get ready to go back to our car. Now, sometimes you'll find some more ammo bags over here and here. But look, guys, I just feel like this POI itself is one of the best for getting ammunition. So if you guys are, of course, trying to, or at least struggling with ammo, do go and stop on by the Burns Manor, especially this little front part here. As you can see, it didn't take very long to loot up, and we've just pretty much more than nearly tripled our ammunition there. So a lot of benefit there. Is that a shockwave I saw? No, but it is going to be some splashes, which I will pick up instead of the Krusty Burgers, because look, whilst those Krusty Burgers, guys, are going to be one of the quickest forms of heals besides a splash, you know what? Is that actually in zone? It is. Okay. I would like the forecast, but there is still one more on the other side of town. We might actually try and risk it for the biscuit here and see if we can't go and grab that. Alright, guys, but real quick, it is that time of the video again. So if you have enjoyed this episode so far, if you are looking forward to the next chapter, make sure you guys do hit that like button and help us reach that goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of next year by hitting that subscribe button. Alright, we do have the Quickie Mart inside. I am going to do a little bit of a brief detour. Alright, we're going to grab the squishy. Alright, I'm going to just duck around to the corner here, hiding behind these shelves, because a lot of players can tend to sort of just wait for players to go for these squishies, you know, to go for these healing items, and they'll just try and take you off guard there. So we've got a crown up ahead as well. I think it, oh, there it is. He does jump away there. Pickaxe out, guys. You will be able to only pick up crowns as well as ammunition and stuff like that. I'm going to go for the heal real quick. Get up to full. I'm going to reload our shotgun as well as the assault rifle. I'm going to go for the shockwave here. Alright, he does drop us the striker as well as another crown going down. Now, we do have some footsteps around the corner there. I want to try and just make our way reloading as well whilst we have that opportunity. Alright, now we can go back on over to this loot here. He does drop, is that 2 or 3 mythics? 2 mythics here. We've got the Karamba, which is kind of trash, and we don't really need that one as well. I would like to get some more splashes here. He does have the big boys, which could be quite game changing. But we're going to grab this car. We're going to go and fuel it up here, guys. Alright, we're going to go and fuel it up. Now, guys, let me know down below in the comment section, what are you looking forward to most next chapter? You know, is this something that you've missed for this chapter? Or at least that you're going to miss this season, that, hey, look, I hope we get to see this again coming into that chapter 7 map. Right, I've heard quite a few good things about the water there. Apparently, we're going to be getting chapter 4 water. So that could be quite nice. Definitely a bit of... apparently it's just a really, really beautiful looking water. I'm not too sure what else is different about it. I did take a bit of a break in chapter 4. So let me know down below in the comment section if you guys were there for that. If you're looking forward to it, what the sort of go is there as well. Right, so we have just hit the 10 kill mark. Look, at this stage of the game, guys, we've got 6 players left. So that's what, 5 total other will be remaining here. I would like some more splashes, so I'm a little bit disappointed that we have only 2. I kind of wish we didn't use those splashes before and had maybe just sort of risked it, alright, and try to grab the big boy there. So I think is old mate behind this. There's a car here, but it doesn't seem like anyone is actually nearby. It could have mean he jumped over to the tire fire there, taken it and flown up and around. Which is definitely a possibility. We didn't get the forecast. Again, pretty disappointing. However, we do have a car here. Oh, and a G-Wagon. Speak of the devil, and the best car in the game shall appear. Alright, so we can go and take this on down now. We'll go and position ourselves up in this zone. And this is sort of what we want to be doing, right? You know, we want to be positioning ourselves up there. Closer into the zone. I want to find some high ground somewhere with some pretty easily defended areas, like cliff faces behind them. Alright, that way players can't really just sneak up behind us. Right, we've got 2 places we can go to. Laser will be getting the kill over here on this player. I'd really like for him to run out there. That Homer Simpson, of course, is going to be chasing him. Now, I would like to quickly reload our gun. I'm going to go down the southern side here, just because it is going to be very easily defended with this natural cliff face. Alright, we can make our way up and around now. He does take the zip line. I heard it there for a moment. But I just want to rotate this. He's shockwaving around now, trying to follow up here. Which is fair enough for him. I would prefer him to use those shockwaves earlier rather than later. Try and just grab this car around these tight turns. And now we could probably use the shockwave as well to get us a little bit further. But what I'm doing is I just want to wait for him to use his shockwave. I want to make sure, okay, does he actually have a shockwave here? And if so, you know, I want to make sure that he uses his first. Now we've got a squishy as well. Might go for a cheeky other squishy here. Oh, big boy. Maybe go for one last shockwave. Try and make our way up and around to these heels. And of course, crouching behind cover now. Got one player to our left side there. Shockwaving again to separate the gap. Pretty risky maneuver going for the heel inside the bush. But I'm feeling quite confident. Another squishy to get us up there. Make sure we reload. And now we're going to take this bush as much... Well, we want to make sure that we're using it as much to our advantage as possible. So we have an opportunity here where they don't know where we're at. We are a little bit low on that health. I'm going to slowly make our way out here. Now, I did see that there were some shields that we missed on the road, which I would like to go back for. Alright, we do have, of course, a Quickie Mart down there, which might be nice to get some more squishies. I was about to call them Slurpees. Old mate's inside. Fair play, bro. Look, it is what it is, guys. You can't win them all, but if you did enjoy that episode, make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, and as always, take care. Garnier.